It's week one of AgriGold's Feeding Farmers in the Field, and we are on the Edwards farm, just on the edge of Erie County. Joining me is Keith Edwards' son, Kirk and Kent. We'll get to them in just a minute. Keith, a little bit of history on the farm. How long has the family been farming here?
My dad came here in 1953, established Maple View Farms at that time, and it's grown from there.
Grown from there, but still when you start looking at it, you've really stayed pretty condensed when we talk about today's operations.
Yeah, we've tried to stay in a radius where we're with only 12 miles, but we are in all four directions.
Give us an idea what spring been like so far.
We've had actually what we'd call a normal spring, which we haven't had in many years, and it's been a good spring. Planted on a timely manner. Corn crop looks great, and beans are yet to be determined.
So what's the next step? Are we up to side dressing?
Side dressing as we talk today. We are side dressing, and spraying, we got a little moratorium on that. We're in between spraying time. And hay, as soon as we get a weather window, we're ready to cut hay, but we're dry right now.
Also, I got to ask, since you are in the Great Lakes Basin for Lake Erie and concerns, did you have to make any adjustments as you take a look at nutrient management, or were you already pretty much covering what we need to do today?
We were trying to be proactive on it, and we haven't adjusted too much at this point in time, but as we all know, coming down the road, we're all going to have to keep trying to do a better job.
I'm going to visit with the boys. Kirk, first of all, what's your responsibilities on the farm?
I'm in charge of all the soybean planting, half of the combining, and a third of the side dressing.
As you take a look at the soybean, you and Dad still have some discussions about what is the perfect population, who's winning?
Well, we kind of compromised a little bit. Dad likes a little bit higher. I'd rather go a little bit lower to get away from the viney beans, but you need to have the beans there before you can worry about that kind of thing, I guess.
When it comes to combining, you and your brother spend most of your time out there, and is there any competition to getting acreage done, or just a lot of fun to take in a good crop?
Oh, there's always competition.
Any other things here? I mean, it's kind of an interesting transition, both of you on the farm, and Dad's talking about slowing down and letting you guys do more.
Yep. Dad's kind of handed it over to Kent and I for the most part, although he does do 100% of the corn planting. For the most part, he just kind of likes to hand it over to us, but he still is the final say in about everything, though.
As we look at that, he likes to make sure the rows are straight, and he tells you he drives that way, but I think he's really GPSing it, isn't he?
Yeah, he's really GPSing, but he also says you can get more corn and beans in a crooked row, too.
He tried telling me that earlier, too, and I wasn't buying it then. I don't think anybody's bought it. Kent, what do you do on the farm?
I do 100% of the spraying, and I do half the combining, and working ground and side dressing also, but I do most of the 28. Him and another guy works for us does the anhydrous.
When it comes time to do spraying, are all the days here this windy?
No, they're all 2 to 5.
I'm glad to hear that, because I have days like this and wondered how you're supposed to get spraying done, but you've done a good job of keeping up with this year's rapid growth?
Yeah. No, this year's been great because, well, we need some rain right now, but been able to get in the field and all caught up with spraying right now at the moment.
Well, I'm going back to Dad for just a second, and there's a hay field behind us, but nobody took responsibility for mowing hay. Who's got to do that?
Well, if it was up to Kirk, he wanted to mow it last Monday, but with the weather forecast we had, as we've all noticed, it keeps putting rain in the forecast and taking it back out. So hindsight's 20/20. If we'd listened to Kirk last Monday, we'd be probably making hay today, but as you can see, it's still standing.
Well, I left the truck for the rain to wash, and it's just as dirty as it's been, so that didn't work either. We're at this week's winner of Feeding Farmers in the Field. We're at the Edwards Farm, just on the edge of Erie County. If you'd like to get in on it, be sure to go to the website and check it out at agrigoldohio.com. I'm Dale Minyo.